So start whenever you want, cuz.
We're Saturday Night Live.
It's Friday.
Oh, shit. Hi, I'm Lourdes.
And I'm Eric, but you can call me Tello. This show is a family-oriented show, but it's oriented from the adult perspective. We talk about adult situations, and very often we use adult language. So if there's any kids in the room, kick their asses out. They don't belong here right now. Unless they want to learn something about life.
Right, this may not be suitable for children. And I'd like to add, I don't want to make anybody mad, and I love my family and friends.
I do too.
Of course, we love our family and friends.
Of course. That's very important to remember because we disparage them quite a bit.
Yeah.
In a loving manner.
As one wise man would say, with family like this, who needs enemies? No, joking. Joking.
I thought he said, who needs an enema?
Gross. He probably did.
Who was that wise man?
Your famous brother, Tony.
Oh, more like a wise guy. Yeah, yada. So, cuz what are we talking about today? Nothing. The answer is nothing. We didn't do any research. We didn't get anything prepared.
Yeah, I think we're becoming like slackers.
Yeah.
Not me, not you, but maybe more so.
Well, I mean, that's what Generation X was known for.
Was it?
Yeah, cuz were you not there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole. We were labeled as slackers for the longest time.
Oh my gosh, I was a slacker. You know what the proof of that slackingness was?
What?
I didn't finish school.
Here, I have it right here. Time magazine states the Generation X is roughly defined as any. Oh wait, no, never mind. I thought I found.
Slacker piece.
Yeah, because there was, like, I'm. You know what? I need to do more research before I start talking about this. But
You're starting to sound like me.
Yeah, no, don't fact check me, as you famously say. But yeah, they were kind of intertwined.
Huh.
Generation
That's
X and slackers.
I don't consider myself much of a slacker anymore. I feel like I get shit done.
Well, I mean, yeah, you grow up, you mature, hopefully, and you become more responsible, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you can no longer slack off.
It kind of sucks, too.
Man, I slacked off a lot in high school.
So did I. Let me tell you the ways.
Yeah, you slacked off so much you didn't finish.
Hey, if I would have known then what I know now, right? If I would have known then what I know now, I would have finished.
And what would that have done?
I would have made myself more aware of that, the consequences.
Have you ever thought about how your life might be different if you did finish high school?
Yeah, I probably would have been like down the wrong path.
You think so?
I think so.
If you would have graduated?
I didn't have it. Yeah, I think so. Either way, I
I
probably
thought
would
this
have
was going to go down a depressing road. Like,
no, I think I probably would have like wanted to move off, maybe try to go to college somewhere else. Get out of Beaumont.
How's that bad?
I wouldn't have my kids, and I wouldn't have.
You would have your kids. They would just be different.
I would. No, we don't know that. I could have
probably
not
would
married homie. I could have married someone else.
Yeah,
that would have been really weird.
But you'd probably still have kids.
Maybe, maybe not. As according to my son, homie saved me. He's like, Mom, you belong to the streets. Dad saved you.
Oh my! What does he know about you?
Not much.
Just because you used to walk.
Just that I didn't finish school.
Oh, so I was going to take it down this route. Like, can you imagine like walking the stage in your cap and gown and receiving your diploma?
No, I don't think so.
Or going to prom?
No. I probably would have got pregnant at prom.
Oh, see, you'd have your kids there. You'd have your kids.
But it maybe not have been with homie.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He saved me.
From the streets that you put yourself into by quitting school.
So unfair. My mind wasn't mentally, scientifically developed at that age completely.
Which is why
it's my mom's fault.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, which is why you weren't allowed to sign yourself out of school. You needed an adult to do that.
Yeah.
So what's your mom's excuse?
It was my mom and my dad's fault.
Oof. Can you imagine? All right, so your girls have already graduated, but like your son is still in high school. Can you imagine him coming up to you and saying, I don't want to go to school anymore. I want to be signed out so I can
I'd be like, the fuck you say?
You're like, he's like, look, I got this job now and I just want to keep working.
Oh, my job when I was in high school. So my first job was Dairy Queen. Right? I
have a vague recollection of that.
It's awful.
I remember they used to have a sign because Dairy Queen is famous for having their ice cream cones dipped in chocolate.
Yeah.
They used to have a sign that would say, get your cone dipped for like 25 cents. And I was like, I want to get my cone dipped for 25 cents.
That's nasty.
I was in high school. I was slacking, man.
Well, I was in high school working at Dairy Queen, and it was awful. I remember Marcella going in there, and I felt embarrassed.
Our Aunt Marcella. Were you embarrassed to be seen there, or were you embarrassed?
No, I was embarrassed. Like, I was just embarrassed that I was working, and I had a family member in the place, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Oh, man, that's me at every job.
I was like in the kitchen trying to make some. Dairy Queen has hot dogs too.
I don't remember.
Footlongs. I think they used to. Yeah, they did. I don't know if they still do. Anyway.
That was a long time ago because you're already in your 40s.
Yeah. And then I moved up from Dairy Queen to Burger King.
Oh, you went from the queen to the king.
And I was back in those days, and I was still in high school, but I think I was working during the summer. It was during the summer because I'd have to go to work like at 4 something in the morning because I was like morning shift. Yeah, it was brutal. But I remember my checks, we got paid every 2 weeks. I mean, my checks were like $700 and something, $800 and something, because I was working my ass off.
Did you get overtime or was it just like 40-hour cap?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember getting.
So $700 to a high school student in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, that is a lot.
I remember getting at least 2 like that. And you remember the store, the White House?
Yes. And for anyone who doesn't know, it was kind of a higher end department store. It was in a strip mall that had been there for years. It was a staple of that strip mall, like pretty synonymous with it. But it was where you could go to get like your fancier clothes, like I guess like Polo and Lacoste and those kind of preppy.
Hilfiger.
Oh yeah. All the preppy.
Yeah,
type.
I bought my first Tommy Hilfiger shirt and like a Fossil purse.
How long did it take you to get a stain on that Hilfiger shirt?
Oh my God. We lived in the South End. And so one of the guys that I went to school with, he actually borrowed my Tommy Hilfiger shirt.
Why would you do that?
Because we were friends.
So
I let him borrow it. And like, it took forever for him to finally give it back. And I was like, hey, Felipe, I need my shirt.
Right. What color was it? Do you remember?
It was green, a dark green.
Okay. So when you got it back, was it more like a faded green with like those little cotton balls? No?
I don't remember it being. I remember still being in good condition.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's not where I thought this story was going. That makes it way less interesting. Let's go on to another story.
What was your job? Your first job, right? Was down the street from the White House.
Yeah, no, down the strip mall. Like the White House was like in the middle of the strip mall, and then to the far right was another department store that wasn't as high class as the White House. You could tell by the name, it was called Wieners. But it was a department store. We sold like shoes, clothes. We carried Nike, Reebok, like, you know, all the major brand shoes. It wasn't like a low end, no name knockoff type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first job, working in the shoe department. And this joke might be outdated. I don't know if anybody will get it, but everyone thought they were being funny when they called me Al Bundy.
Because you worked in the shoes.
Yeah, because he worked in the shoe store.
Is it Married with Children?
Yeah, for Married with Children.
Yeah.
He worked in the shoe store. So everybody was like, oh, Al Bundy. They would laugh, and I would be like, yeah, Al Bundy. Yeah. And I love that show. I was tired of that joke because it wasn't original. There was one time, oh man, there was a woman. She came in asking for a certain size shoe. It was like a, what do you call it? Like an open toe, like the heel's exposed. It was like a chunky heel. What's that?
A sling back shoe, where it has anyway, I don't know.
It didn't have a strap across the back. It was just like you just slip your
wedge.
Foot. Yeah, a wedge.
Wedge shoes.
Yeah, it was a wedge. And she had asked for like a size 6, and she forced her foot into it. And clearly she needed like an 8 or a 9.
Oh my God.
And she had the crustiest feet. And I remember she tried it on, and I guess she saw me looking, or she just noticed herself, and she was like, ooh, I need to get my feet scraped. And I was like, scraped? What? I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Yeah, they do scrape feet. Ugh.
And then there was another woman, like, you know, weeks later, however long later. She came in. She was a prison guard. She was in a prison guard uniform, and she was wearing her work boots, like, you know, full uniform. Mm-hmm. And I was so afraid, like what crusty nub thing is she going to pull out of there? And she had the nicest feet of anyone I ever waited on that I could think of. And I know it's kind of weird because I'm not a foot guy. Like I you know, it's, you know, it doesn't really matter unless they're like super crusty. If they're scary looking, it's going to scare me away. But like, you know, I'm not some guy who like has to have pretty feet. But I told her, I was like, hey, ma'am, you know, you know, please don't take this the wrong way, but I just have to say you have really nice feet. Like, this was not the scary thing that I thought I was going to be dealing with. And, you know, she was flattered by it. She's like, oh, she said, I bet you thought I was going to pull out some scary thing. I was like, yes, ma'am, I honestly did. She was like, well, I tried to take care of it. I was like, well, thank you. It made this whole experience a lot easier on me.
Oh,
and then there was another time someone had asked for a pair, like a certain, they were like, hey, here's the shoe. I needed this in whatever size. So I went back and grabbed the box off the shelf, and I opened it to check it before I took it out there. And when I opened it, I was hit with this horrible smell. Like, it punched me in the face. And it's because someone had left their funky ass dirty shoes in there because they stole the pair of shoes that were in there.
Oh, that's so sad.
So I had to go out and tell them, hey, man, we don't have your size. I'm sorry. We got these crusty, nasty, stinky things if you want. Like, I don't know how that happened. I mean, obviously, like, probably somebody just asked for a bunch of shoes and snuck out and, like, put everything back in. And whoever cleaned it up just, you know, took the closed box back in there. But, it was awful. I remember, like, it just punched me right in the nostrils, however that's possible.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I always feel bad for the nail salon places when they do pedicures because they really don't know what they're getting.
Oh,
and sometimes
yeah.
I feel like, you know, I have short, flat, fat, stubby feet.
Yeah, no, I've seen
I
them.
always feel like the ladies or whoever's sitting like next to me or within, you know, where they can see my toes, I always get a little self-conscious. I'm like, I swear I shaved them today.
Our cousin says that you have Fred Flintstone feet.
Yeah, I think I pretty much. Then now I'll add a bunion on the side.
Oh my goodness!
Awful.
See, if you came in to Wieners and I saw that, I'd be like, you know what? Someone else needs to wait on this woman. I can't handle this. This is too much.
That's so wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't say it out loud.
Oh, okay. So
I'd say it in the back, loud enough to where you might hear me, just so you know that I don't want to wait on you, but not loud enough that I definitely know you hear me, so I'd hurt your feelings. No.
Well, I'm feeling old. I was trying to get Isabel to send me. She did. Okay. So I'm going to try to put this up to the camera. I don't know if we can.
Well, what is it that you're going to put up?
It's a picture.
Okay.
It's a picture from my cell phone that I asked Isabel to send me. Wait. No.
It's hard to send it to me, and I'll just put it in the video.
Okay. So that picture is Luis and homie and I's first family picture with Isabel. I was actually pregnant with Priscilla, and we took that at Wieners.
At Wieners? Did they have a photo shoot or something?
They had how some places will set up they'll have a photographer go in and they
like a promotion
market
thing to get people to come in.
Yeah. And they did, and we made an appointment and we took our pictures there. So.
Oh my.
You got to take a look at it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, send it to me and I'll put it up in the video.
Homie's hair was so thick and dark.
He was super Mexican.
He still is.
He's super Mex.
But yeah, so Luis, mijo, my son, my little dottie, he's got his first job. And working fast food, for me, I was like, I don't want to see my kids working fast food. Isabel worked in a coffee shop, and it was again, during school, she was working till 1:00 in the morning, holidays. And I was like, So Luis was determined to get a job, and he would try and he would try. He's like, Mom, it's just not working. I was like, you just have to keep applying, even if you're applying to the same places. So he finally got a job at H-E-B.
A grocery store?
Yes. And his first day, he was like, I'm nervous. I'm like, it's okay. It'll come to you. You just ask for help and make sure you listen. Don't treat people like you treat me. So the first day he comes home, he's super excited because he's like, Mom. I'm like, yeah, how'd it go? Man, I got $40-something in tips. And I'm like, so he worked 4 hours.
And what does he do?
He's a bagger.
Okay.
So he's like,
Louis the bagger.
He's like, man, they have some picky ass people about bagging their stuff. He's like, the ones that want to save the earth, those reusable bags.
What's their issue?
He's like, they want everything packed a certain way. They want to try to get everything to fit in their reusable, recycled bags. But then he tries to get things in there, and they're like, no, you can't cross-contaminate things. You got to separate them.
Well, you don't want them to put your pack of chicken with your fresh vegetables.
No,
that's
but
understandable.
He said he put packs of chicken in one bag. And I guess it was the big bag because he said on the other side of it, he put packs of beef or other meat. And that the customer was like, no, you can't put those together.
Well, that seems fine. You're going to cook it. Oh, my goodness.
So I told him, I was like, look, you just got to listen to what they say. But it doesn't make sense. I was like, do what they say.
Hey, look, man, working in the service industry and working retail, I think will build character. So I think it's good that he's being exposed to different personality types.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. I think it'll help build character because, man, I'm just thinking of some of the people I've had to wait on in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Or shit, even some of the people I worked with. Going back to Wieners, I remember we had to take a drug test. And, you got to pee in a cup. So the restrooms were off limit for a while they taped up stuff so that you couldn't turn the water on.
And pull pee out from your sock.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess they didn't have
I would never do that.
they put like some sort of dye in the toilet water so you couldn't, like, I guess, mix toilet water in with your pee test. So I had a manager. He wasn't even, was he a manager? He was a manager or above the manager, but he was a big shot, at
drug dealer.
No.
Oh.
He was like a manager or something at Wieners.
Uh-huh.
And he was bragging about he had filled the cup up more than anybody else. This is management.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like collecting. Yes.
Yeah.
Peeing in the cup. So he was bragging like he had filled the cup more than anybody else. And I was like, well, why is a grown man bragging about that? So it was my turn. I took my cup and I went, and it was weird because, like,
you're again, like, I'm gonna show you.
No. Everything's taped up. Like, they got tape all over the sink, so you can't turn it. Like, if you do, like, it'll, I don't know, whatever. And I said, like, there's this weird dye in the toilet water, so I'm standing over the toilet with my cup and I'm filling it up, and I feel the warmth as it, it rises in the cup. And sure enough, I fill it up. Might have spilled a little bit. Couldn't wash my hands. It was all taped up, so I screwed the lid on there. And I wasn't done. I still had more to go. So, I don't remember. Oh, like, I don't think we could even pee in the toilet. I don't think we were allowed. So I had to come out and give them my cup. And he was like, oh, wow. He's like, I think you beat me. And then I was like, okay, I need to finish. Can I go finish? And he was like, you're not done? I was like, no, I still have to, I have more pee to let out. So then there was like another bathroom or something I had to go to. I just remember he was like crestfallen because he was no longer the champ of filling out the cup.
Gross.
And looking back on that, I'm just like, how pathetic. And anyway, I was just like, showed you.
You should have been like, my pee's clearer than yours.
No, my pee is more than yours. It's warmer than yours.
It's warmer.
And it probably has a higher sperm count. That's how manly I am.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Well.
It was just what a strange thing to brag about.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Maybe he didn't get it. Like, maybe he was on drugs.
I don't know.
Oh,
that was back that was back when I had no problem pissing in a cup for a drug test. I had no fear because I'd never tried anything yet.
Yeah. I think I've been wanting to try drugs, just like the basic one. I don't really consider it a drug.
What, weed?
Normal, yeah.
Yeah.
The yerba buena.
When I go to the doctor, I admitted like that you always have to tell your doctor if you're doing any other drugs. And I admitted to like recreationally trying marijuana. So every time I go back, they still ask, are you still recreationally using marijuana? I was like, well, I don't know if you can call it that. The last time was like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
Well,
I'm like, I feel like they're accusing, like, are you still a junkie? I'm like, no. I was straight up, last time I went, I straight up told them, like, it's been since like New Year's since I did that. I said, but if someone offered me some, I'd be willing to take it.
No, I told Louise this week, homie, I was like, I'm super stressed. Like, I feel really tensed up. I said, I think I need to like smoke something. And he's like, no. And I was
he
like,
was
no,
like, how about this pool?
He's like, no. I was like, I think I'm going to actually buy a joint and not like smoke it all at once. I mean, I think I'm like just gonna, when I'm feeling super tensed up, I said, I think I'm gonna go outside, light it up, take a hit, put it out, and I'll save the rest for when I feel really stressed or tensed again. And he's just like, no, I don't think this is a good idea.
Do you remember that scene from Poltergeist where the parents were rolling a joint in their bedroom?
No.
Oh my goodness, this movie is so good on so many levels. Right, so it's the parents, they're in their room. The dad, the husband is what was that?
Stupid dog.
Oh my goodness, quit kicking your dog. the dad is reading like I think he's reading like Ronald Reagan's biography. Remember, this movie's in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he's reading that on the bed. And I think his wife, if I remember correctly, she's rolling the joint. And so it's like this weird thing. Like they're like leftover hippies, but now they're becoming yuppies because he's, reading about Reagan, but they're still smoking. Like they're still cool parents.
Yeah.
So they light it up and they smoke a little bit and like have like a little goofy moment. And then their daughter walks in and they're like trying to put it out real fast. That's what you're going to be like.
Probably. The kids are like, Priscilla's like, Dad, you really need to take her to Colorado. I was like, well, I don't really want to go and somewhere and smoke it and not be able to travel.
You're like, I don't want to go someplace where it's legal. Part of the fun is obtaining it illegally. Have I taught you nothing? This is why I dropped out of high school.
Right. So, no, I haven't smoked, but I want to. Anyway, for my stress and my glaucoma. I'm joking. I don't have glaucoma.
Thank God. Knock on wood.
Let me knock on wood. Yeah.
You want to take
glaucoma? Oh, you want to take a break? Yeah, let's take a break.
Yeah, you want to take a break?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Get some water.
Hey, are you enjoying NumTwo Podcast? Would you like to support us so that we can keep making these great shows for you? Cuz, why don't you tell them where they can go?
Hit us up at campfirepod.com/support us. That's campfyrepod.com/support us. Support us is all one word.
You can support NumTwo Podcast directly with a monthly donation for as little as 99 cents per month through our anchor.fm website. Or scroll down a little more and you can click on our merchandise link, and that'll take you directly to our Amazon store where you can buy one of the shirts that we offer. And if you pick up anything else during that visit, we'll make a small commission at no extra charge to you.
That's right. Listen in style, pick up a badass shirt, support us at campfirepod.com/support us. That's campfyrepod.com/support us. Cuz, do you want some good news?
I do want some good news.
Well, I think it's time we share some good news.
Please.
What about some awesome reviews for our NumTwo podcast?
I would love some. So rare that we get those.
All right. Here we go. Fun family gossip. Juicy. Lourdes and Tello are the cousins I wish I had. Listening to their podcasts make me laugh because who doesn't enjoy family gossip? I always look forward to their episode. If you're looking for a podcast to get some good laughs, this is it.
Ooh, yeah. Who wrote that?
That is Lady Diablita.
Lady Diablita, welcome to the family. You're now one of our cousins. If you're enjoying this, I just wish we could really do the family gossip that we talk about on the phone. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll get there again. I know we used to really get down and dirty.
Yeah. Which is why in our intro we say we love our family.
Yeah. And we don't want to make anybody mad.
We don't want to make anybody mad, but you know what? You brought this on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, stop talking shit. No, I'm joking.
What else do we have?
We have another one from Jam Tribe. Great podcast. Love tuning in. The dynamic between the two cousins is awesome, and their conversations are real and enjoyable. So good.
Oh.
Yeah, keeping it real.
That. All right. Well, thank you. Who was that? Jam Tribe?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jam Tribe.
And then we have...
This one's from Twitter, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. It's from a Twitter account. Currently listening. You're my favorite podcast. I love the random combos, and your voices are soothing.
Well, thank you. And who is that?
This is Karen.
Yes. Karen has been a big supporter of ours from the beginning, so thank you, Karen, who also has her own podcast, From the Bronx with Love. So if you get a chance, check out that podcast.
Ay.
So thank you, Karen. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like soothing voices. I feel like we need to like do like this is late night.
No, if I try, it's just going to make it. I'm not going to be good at it. It's probably, honestly, it's probably the new equipment we have. If you heard my voice in real life, you'd probably, that's not that good.
Yeah,
and in fact, it's not good at all.
Yeah, I've listened to our podcast too, and I'm like, I don't always finish my sentences, much less my words. You know, that's if I pronounce them the right way.
Which you don't. Which is what I think makes this podcast a little more charming. I'm just as bad. I'll start a sentence and then I'll have a thought midway, and I'll just make like a left turn in the middle of that sentence and start the new sentence. And when I listen back, when I'm editing it, especially, I just did it.
Yeah.
When I'm listening back, it drives me crazy. But it's even worse when I'm editing because I'm trying to like thinking like, can I cut here? No, because now there's a new thought, and if I cut here, it's not going to make sense. So I make it worse on myself. But that's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Nobody really cares about that.
Yeah, I think I care when I'm listening to myself. I don't really hear you do it much, but I don't know. I guess
it's kind of like looking at a photograph. You don't see anybody else but yourself, right?
Sometimes.
When you look at a group photo, you check out yourself.
You're looking at yourself first.
So when you're listening back, you're not listening to me. You don't care what I have to say. You're listening to yourself.
That's not
selfish
true.
So-and-so.
I'm not selfish, and I passed that trait down to my son.
Why are you whispering?
Because homie's sleep.
Yeah, to get a little bit more behind the scenes, we're recording this Father's Day weekend. It won't release until like late July. So happy belated Father's Day if you're listening to this now.
To all the greatest dads out there.
Speaking of photos, I'm looking at the photo you sent, your family portrait, your early family portrait. Man, Luis was so young.
Yeah.
Isabel's so adorable.
Yeah. I think I look older in that picture than I do now. I was pregnant too.
I hate to break it to you because...
No?
Yeah, you were pregnant. But like, look how young, like, look how fresh your skin looked.
Yeah.
It hadn't been...
This photo was photoshopped.
Oh, please.
It was a filter.
Was it?
Probably.
You should walk around with that filter in real life. I'm just kidding. No, you still look good. You don't look 40-something years old. And like you've squeezed out 3 babies. Hell, I look older than you. Well, I am.
Gosh. Just by months, not by much.
Yeah, before we move on, I just want to say 2 more things about my job at Wieners. I had 2 crushes there, Lenora and Dornita. And I remember Lenora, much like you, was pregnant at the time, and I was willing to be a father to a child that wasn't mine, but she did not want me. And then Dornita, I had just started, like I was a freshman in college. It was my first year, and she was a college woman. And when I say woman, I mean she was like about to graduate. So she was just a few years older than me, but my goodness, it felt like, oof.
An older woman.
Yeah. But she rejected me too, so.
Damn.
I ended up taking out that woman who had to get her feet scraped.
I wonder what happened to Denora. Is it Denora?
It's Lenora.
Oh, Lenora.
I don't know. I am curious. God, her kid, like, she was pregnant then. I would have been 18. Oh my goodness, her kid would be 25 years old now.
24 that's 25. Weird.
My goodness.
Did she have a daughter or boy, son?
I don't know.
That'd be weird.
After I left. She left that job and we lost touch. We didn't have like Facebook or MySpace or anything like that back then.
Oh, thank God.
I don't think I even had... Did I have my first computer yet? If anything, it would have been like AOL Instant Messenger, and I don't remember us having that yet.
Damn. I'm so thankful that I remember having a pager.
For your drug dealers.
Yeah.
I had a pager for a little while.
Goodness.
I don't know why.
Yeah. They were expensive.
All right. I'm germ phobic. You know this. I think I've shared some germ phobic things. Remember, we had pagers. You'd get paged and there'd be the return number on there. So then you'd go to a payphone.
Yeah.
Drop in a couple of dirty coins, press those dirty numbers, and put that dirty phone up to your ear.
And your mouth was probably like touching the mouthpiece of the phone.
I didn't get that close to it, but still, like you're within the vicinity.
If you're having to whisper, I can't talk too loud now.
Like, hey, listen, I'm at the movies. What's going on? Is everything okay? Oh, I just wanted to know where you were. I'm at the movies. I'm going back in. I remember I got a pager for my birthday, and then like a few months later, I started a job that gave me a pager because I had to be on call to make the drug runs. No, I had to be on call for technical support in case something happened. I was like, well, I guess thanks for the birthday gift, Mom. Don't need it now. Can you imagine if I was walking around with 2 pagers?
Yeah.
A Mexican guy with 2 pagers.
Oh, shit. You were going down.
Yeah, I could have been arrested just for walking.
On you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back, like, how did the freaking pager even work? I'm at home, and I dial your pager number, and then dial the number that you need to call back.
Yes.
Wow.
And if it was emergency, you'd put 911 at the end. That was the code.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Or you would send, what was it? 5318008, and then when you get it, you turn it upside down. It says boobies.
Oh no, I was thinking of Ho.
Oh yeah, that was another one. What was it?
Is it 403?
Something like that, or 304.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I never got that message.
Not on your pager.
Oh gosh.
What else were we talking about?
I was talking about Mijo's first day of his first job. He's a bagger.
I thought you were done with that.
No.
Oh, there's more?
So that was day one. He comes home. He's super excited. He's got like $40-something in tips. I'm like, damn, son. So second day comes around, and I get home from work. He was already home. And he's like, Mom, I helped someone today that he's blind, and I helped him get his groceries. I was like, good for you. He was like, man, but it took like 2 hours, Mom. He went from like an hour and a half to 2 hours. He's like, I felt like I spent my whole shift helping him. And he starts laughing. He's like, I didn't know where nothing in that store was.
Oh my goodness, that poor person. Can you imagine? Like, this is definitely not their first time doing that, because obviously they need groceries.
Yeah.
And they're like, they get home and they're like, I had the dumbest person helping me today. They didn't know where anything was, and their wife was it a man or a woman?
It was a man. Yeah.
His wife was like, "Oh, honey, give them a chance." They were probably new. He's like, "I don't care. Like, they don't know. How are you going to work there and not know where anything is? I'm never going back there. They should have trained him. I'm never going back there. I'm going to another store."
No, it was funny because he was like, Mom, he asked for navel oranges, and so I went. And I gave him the navel oranges. He wanted 2. He wanted 2 large navel oranges. And he was like, man, all they have are small. So he didn't tell the man all they have is small. He handed him, he put 2, I guess, in a bag. And the man said, here, let me fill them. And he said, these are not them. These are too small.
Your son was trying to get one over on a blind man? Oh my goodness. He's going to have to go to confession for that.
Then he said,
what was he thinking?
I was like, I have no idea. I was like, Luis, seriously? And he was like, man, it took I knew I shouldn't have asked him if there was something I could help him with.
Oh. Did he get in trouble for helping?
No.
Because he's a bagger. Don't they have like personal shoppers or something?
I guess. I don't know. I think maybe since he had already helped or was with him, he said he didn't get in trouble. He says that, I said, well, they're probably watching you anyway, especially since you're like, second, third day on the job. They're not just going to let you go do your own thing.
Did the guy give him a tip?
He said he gave him, yes, he did get a tip. I don't remember what he said. I want to say he gave him like $5.
That's nice.
Yeah.
He was like, it would have been 10, but you took too long.
He said that he told the guy, he told the man, sir, right this way, right around this corner, we're almost there. He was like, I didn't know where I was going. I said, well, obviously neither did he.
My goodness. Cuz, how mean.
I mean, not like that. I mean, he was relying on him, to.
He had no idea that the bad decision he was about to make when he said, yes, you can help me.
He should have said, how long have you worked here, son? Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny.
How horrible.
Yeah. So
poor guy.
I think this has been.
Well, let me ask you this. Did Luis feel like he had done something good for someone who, wasn't as physically able as himself? Or was he just like, man, it sucked because it took so long?
No, I think he did feel good. One, I think he maybe noticed that the man needed help, and that's why he offered. But he probably just didn't realize to what extent he was going to be helping him. But I think he enjoyed it. Jeez, I don't know what else I was going to say about the job. I think that's it.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be more stories coming.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a honeypot. This is a gold mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell him, do me a favor. Tell him to just be himself. Oh, wait, wasn't there a mask thing? Didn't you tell me?
Oh, yeah. So he said one day he was carrying out this lady's groceries and that he's like, Mom, she just wanted to talk politics. And I was like,
at the grocery store.
Yeah. I was like, what did she say?
Greatest political conversations happen.
Absolutely. I mean, it's perfect time, right?
Over the lettuce and cabbage.
And he said, I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, so the lady is upset and is expressing her frustration over the fact that he's wearing a mask, and it's not required for them to wear masks, but they're encouraged to, especially if they haven't received the vaccine.
So Luis was wearing a mask?
Yes.
And she was or wasn't?
Was not.
Okay.
And she was pissed, it's a shame that they're forcing y'all to wear masks. It's ridiculous. This is no, she didn't say this is a free country. She's just saying that it's ridiculous. They have their rights. They don't need to wear a mask and whatever. And he tells her, well, ma'am, it is a free country.
What was her response to that?
Not for long.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I was like, please don't get into it. So he loves history. Like if he's in his bedroom and we're in the living room and he can hear us and we start talking about politics or something history related, I mean, he'll stop playing his freaking PlayStation, come into the room, and it's like, so what's that? What's going on? So he can join in on the conversation.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh. My mom, Loopy, whoever it is, he will get up and he will participate in the conversation.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea.
Yeah. So
I thought he was just a slacker.
So one night, he's at church class, okay? And he comes home and he's like, Mom, I was starting to get upset. And I was like, why? What happened? He was like, I had to tell somebody, in the class, I guess just say the youth minister, I'm going to say the director of the group, tells him that he's excited that minimum wage is going to be increased. And Luis, my son, has his opinions of whatever. Anyway, he starts telling the guy, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good for everyone for minimum wage to be increased. And the guy was like, people are going to make more money. And he starts telling him, well, what you don't understand, the more money you pay, you got to think about inflation. You got to think about the cost of living. You got to think about all this. So it's really not like you're actually getting an increase in an income. And I said, well, what did he say to you? What was his response? He's like, he didn't say nothing. I said, Luis, I was like, why? I said, first of all, you're at church. You really should not even comment, even if somebody else says it. Don't get into politics or anything like that. He's like, but I just couldn't help it. It just makes me mad. People just don't know. I'm like, you're 16.
Hey, look, man, when we were 16, we thought we knew everything.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
I thought I was the smartest guy in the room. Every time I walked in, I was too arrogant to listen to anybody else, really. You thought, you knew everything. You dropped out of school. And I'm not throwing that in your face.
I had my whole life figured out.
Exactly, see? So how are you going to tell your son, hey, you're 16, you don't know what you're talking about?
I don't.
When
I don't
we didn't
tell
know
him
what we were
that.
doing when we were 16.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't tell him that.
Hell, man, I'm a grown man, and sometimes I still don't know what I'm doing.
Shit, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up.
Shit. Like, remember we were talking about...
¿Qué pedo, güey?
Yeah.
What was it that I didn't like? Remember the first...
Shit. Sorry.
What was that?
I hit something.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember what?
Remember when we were talking about...
¿Qué pedo, güey?
What was it that I hated? What was the first thing I talked about? Scammers.
That you hated?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, yeah. Them damn scammers.
Yeah, first I talked about telephone scammers, but I hate scammers in general. What are you laughing at?
Why don't you tell us what happened?
I'm a victim.
Dun, 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 dun.
I've been wanting to, exercise more and strengthen my back especially, but, overall do full body exercise, increase my cardiovascular. And I did some research, and turns out indoor rowing is a really good exercise overall. It takes care of cardiovascular. It's low impact on your joints, which I need because I'm so fat and heavy right now. So I started doing research on, what's a good rower to get. And I looked at some of them were, really nice, but they didn't hold that much weight. I'm really heavy right now, so I needed something that held a lot of weight. And I found this one company that makes a rower that claimed it could hold 500 pounds. I was like, ooh, that's a lot. Like, even if I mess up some more, there's a lot of leeway right there.
That is not why. Anyway.
Look, I'm giving you an insight into my thinking process. Okay, well, it turns out that this machine is like the industry standard as far as rowing machines go. It's made by a company called Concept 2, and they use it in CrossFit. Like, they use it for all kinds of indoor rowing competitions. So, and I didn't know that beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that much about it. I just knew, like, it holds a lot of weight, it's built really well, and it's a decent amount of money. So I started looking for deals. Like, I'm looking for coupons or, better prices because,
Yeah.
only suckers pay retail. Like, I always look for a better deal. I'm just frugal like that.
I go to the clearance section all the time.
Yeah. I hate paying full price if I can save some money because that's the way I was raised. So I found this one website and it was like half price. It was like half the cost of most other places. And I knew, like, I told myself, like, this sounds too good to be true. But the website accepted PayPal. And I'm like, okay, PayPal offers protections for consumers. So, maybe I'll take a chance. And, I'm about to tell you something that you're going to think, wow, you're stupid. This should have been a sign right away. This particular website was built around selling stainless steel cookware. But they had this one piece of exercise equipment that they sold on the website for half of what it costs
Half of what?
most every place else. So that made me super suspicious. And I said this out loud. I'm like, this sounds too good to be true. But PayPal will protect me if something goes wrong. So I took my chance and I bought it, paid through PayPal. I was like, okay, I paid through PayPal, I'm protected. And it said it would take like 3 to 5 business days to ship out. I got my email, my confirmation email, payment was received and everything. And I waited.
Thank you, you sucker.
No, thank you for shopping at this website where we sell stainless steel cookware and this top of the line rowing machine.
For half the price.
It was a good deal, cuz it was a good deal. Like I was afraid if I sat on it too long, I was going to miss it or it was going to go off sale. But I had PayPal to protect me because they have protections for consumers.
Oh my gosh.
So I paid for it and I'm waiting to get like a confirmation of a shipping confirmation. I'm waiting to get my shipping information and I don't get anything through my email, but I do get a message through PayPal with a tracking number. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like usually I get an email, but hey, whatever. That's cool. They're already starting the shipping process. And I click on the routing number and it's going to be delivered like the next. Oh, no. It said that it was had already been delivered. And I was like, wow, that's weird. Like, I didn't get anything. Let me check out to make sure. And it had the city where I live. That's part of the tracking information. But the package was described as only being 1 pound, and it was in a 9x12 box, supposedly. So now I'm like, all my suspicions are going off. I'm like, well, maybe they just sent, like, maybe, it was like this is like a preliminary thing. Like, this is just a shipping, whatever. They haven't shipped the main thing yet. It might have been like a promotional thing or whatever. I don't know. And I'm still like, PayPal, like if this is a scam, PayPal will
has your back.
Protect me. They have protections for consumers. So a couple more days pass. It's been like a week and nothing else. So I started looking into PayPal, like what do you have to do to escalate this in case it becomes a situation? And they say you have to contact the seller. So I sent an email to the email that was from PayPal, like the receiver's email.
The original,
Yeah. And no response. So I checked my payment confirmation, and there's an email on that one. So I sent it the same message I sent to the first email. I copied it and sent it to this one. No response. And I was like looking on their website for contact information. Then I was like, the email on their website is different from the email in the purchase confirmation and is different from the email from the payment receiver. It's 3 emails. This is really sus, as the kids would say. So I was like, look, I knew this was a chance I was taking.
Yeah.
Like, I knew this was too good to be true, but I had to take the chance because it was through PayPal, and PayPal has protections for consumers.
Yeah.
So I open up I forgot what it's called, but I open up a problem thing on PayPal and say, hey, look, I've contacted the seller. Here's my payment confirmation. Here's a copy of the first email I sent. Here's a copy of the second email I sent to a different address. And they're like, okay, we'll review this. We'll wait for the seller to respond, and we'll see. So I'm like, oh, man, I got to wait now, a couple more days, whatever. It gave like a week. They were giving them a week.
I would have been crying.
Cause it's a lot of money. Even at half price, it's still a lot of money. Should I say how much?
Yeah, why not?
It was $449.
I would have been crying.
So I'm thinking I might have just learned a very expensive lesson, because as I'm reading through PayPal stuff, it says that they protect for most, like it depends on the situation. So now I'm getting fearful. I'm like, okay, well, they have protection for consumers, but not in every situation. And I don't know what my situation is because technically they sent me something. I never received it, but it certainly wasn't as the item that was described. You can't fit a rowing machine into a 9-inch by 12-inch by 1-inch box that weighs a pound.
I was going to say that was for 1 pound.
I don't know where they sent it in this city, but it certainly did not come to my door. It wasn't in my mailbox because I work from home right now. And, we get a lot of packages to this house. And, if I don't hear the doorbell, usually the dog is barking because she can tell someone is outside the door. Yeah. And, it's a fairly nice neighborhood. It's pretty suburban. Like, there hasn't been an issue with people stealing things off of, from people's porches.
Especially big items like mattresses and.
Well, this was a 9 by 12, whatever was in this box.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking to myself, like, they just shipped a piece of whatever to this city just so they could show evidence. And because their website was set up for cookware, like maybe something cookware related could have fit in this, and they could have disputed and said, hey, we sent something, it's not our fault.
Right.
But I put in my complaint, I was like, I ordered this, which is, a big, it's supposed to weigh 67 pounds, and what they sent me weighed only 1 pound, and it was this small box, which this item would not fit in. So I'm waiting, and I'm getting more and more worried, and I'm thinking, did I just make a $450 mistake?
Yes,
because
you
the
did.
other thing I noticed, all my other I use PayPal a lot. All my other PayPal payments to
whatever vendor,
wherever I buy from, it always says payment. This one said withdrawal.
Damn,
and I'm
they
like,
just
what
went
does
up
that even
into your
mean? Like,
freaking bank account and just
I'm like,
took
do they
your
have access
shit.
now? Well, what does that mean? Because I went through, like, it had a PayPal button. I went through PayPal information. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, I really need him to
I'm
stop
waiting, and I keep
snoring.
checking. Like, every day I'm checking, and no update. And I'm just thinking, man, like, all right, that's it. I lost $450. This is. I just have to accept this as a lesson learned. And now I'm thinking, man, I'm not going to be able to get my rower because I was thinking if I get
spent,
and I'm thinking if I get it refunded, then I won't take any more chances. I'll be the sucker who pays retail, because I was looking at used prices, and used prices, some of them were more expensive than the brand new version.
Damn.
And like the cheapest I saw was $50 less than a brand new one. And I'm just thinking, hell, man, for $50, I would rather just have a brand new one. I'll put all the wear and tear on it, and I don't have to worry about making any repairs anytime soon. But, that's if I get this money back, then I only have to come up with the other half.
Damn.
So days go by, and I have like 2 more days until they're supposed to respond. And they never responded. The seller never responded. So while I'm waiting for PayPal to get back to me, I'm doing research on Concept 2, and I just Googled Concept 2 and scam to see if there was anything else. Yeah. And I see there's all kinds of scams, like legitimate websites selling like
Fake.
copycat, fake rowing machines. And I'm starting to think, oh my goodness, like I've lost my money. I fell for it. Like I knew it was too good to be true, but I had to take that chance, and now I'm regretting that. I'm like, why was I so cheap?
That wasn't so cheap. That was like $400 and something bucks.
Well, I mean, cheap compared to the real cost, which was like twice. And they even had a note on their website like, hey, be careful about this. I'm like, oh, why didn't I look for this first? Like I
thought you did.
Well, I looked up, I did research on the website that I was ordering from. I didn't do research on the rowing machine.
Yeah.
So I was looking up for scams about this website, and I couldn't find any information. There wasn't much information about this website at all, but I definitely didn't find anything about scams from this website. So I was like, okay, I'll take my chance.
So was the website a scam in itself?
It
like
had to have
the
been.
whole, okay,
It
like
had to
this
have been,
fake
but
website.
on this the website still exists, but the rowing machine is no longer available on there. So hopefully the actions that I've taken have done something to quit them from scamming for this
Other
particular
people.
for this rower. But
Damn.
so I'm
I was
waiting.
hoping you'd get a skillet out of it too.
It's funny. I almost ordered because I saw one that had for $5. It was a stainless steel skillet, and I was like, "Well, that's not bad. I might just add this to my order." It's only $5, but I'm glad I didn't because that might have been what they claim to be the 12 by 9 by 1 inch package, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm reading about all these scams, and then I find all these posts about people who have ordered this rowing machine and have received fake copycats. And then I started thinking, well, if they send me a fake copycat, maybe I'll keep it because it's still like not a bad price. But they didn't even do that. They sent me nothing. It was all fake. And then I just kept getting more and more like, I'm not going to get my money back. And then finally, I get an email from PayPal. I'm like, oh, my goodness. This is it. They're going to tell me, hey, look, they sent you something. It's not their fault, whatever. I open it up, and they said, we've reviewed your case, and we've ruled in your favor. And they refunded me all my money back. I was so relieved. I was so happy. And then the next day, I just buckled down and bought the legitimate rowing machine from an authorized reseller, and just it cost a lot more money, but I felt safe that
hell yeah.
I bought from a legitimate source. This place was so legit. Like from the moment I paid, they had a tracker on their website that I could track my order. So I got paid. I paid for it. Mm-hmm. Then it went to like they were reviewing my order, and then they were like pulling the stock. They pulled the merchandise for me, and then they did a quality assurance check of the merchandise, and then they created a shipping label. And I could track this as it happened on their website. So I was like, oh, this is way better than that other place that said, hey, we'll send it to you in like 2 or 3 days. Just wait for an email. And when the shipping label was printed, the routing number showed up on their website, so I could click on it to track it through the shipping service. And when I kept track of it the entire way, and like I said, it cost me a lot more money, but I felt much better about that purchase.
Because you had a sense of peace.
Yes, because I wasn't being scammed again.
Freaking scammed.
So
damn scammers.
The moral of the story is, if it looks like it's too good to be true, and it's too good to be true, listen to your fucking gut and don't go with it because you're just going to get scammed. I got very lucky. Thankfully, PayPal sided with me and had protections for consumers.
Yeah.
But after going through this and reading, what sometimes they're not able to. So I won't take a chance like this in the future because they might not be able to give me my money back.
That's scary.
It is.
I mean, just think though, how many people, like you said, there are tons of people.
How many dum-dums?
Well, I mean, they didn't know. They may have thought it was legit. They're just looking for a good bargain, a good deal, and they found it. I mean, how many people did those scammers scam?
I don't know, but I'm glad. I'm assuming whatever I did got them to take it down off their website, because it's if you Google search it, it no longer shows up because that's how I found it. It was through Google. I was looking through Google Shopping to see what the cheapest price I could find, and I saw that, and I was like, ooh, I jumped on it, even though I knew it was too good to be true. The other thing I found out was there's only one company that makes this, and they only have, I think, only one manufacturer's location in the United States. And they were like, if you see this coming from another city or state, it's a fake. If it's coming from another country, it's definitely a fake. And we charge this price because that's what the
it's
best
worth.
price we can give you. So if it's at another price, it's either a fake or, maybe like a used one.
Yeah.
But because, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, does the company that manufactures them or that is licensed to resell them, do they sell used ones?
No.
Okay.
It's brand new
So you'd
in the box.
be like private seller.
Yeah, it's a company that sells all kinds of gym equipment. So, and they're authorized to resell these Concept 2 rowers. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Concept 2, evidently, I accidentally bought the industry standard for rowers. Mm-hmm. And in doing further research, I'm really glad the purchase I made because these things are built to last. Like they sell replacement parts for just about everything on the rowing machine. So, hopefully my enthusiasm for it will continue and it'll be good for me and help strengthen my back and my body and help me lose weight. And through the years, if I ever need to make repairs, they sell replacement parts that will keep me from having to throw this away and buy a whole brand new one and go through this ordeal again.
Yeah, it's an investment.
Sure.
Sounds like it.
An investment in my health.
it. Yeah, there you go.
I've already lost like 5 or 6 pounds doing it.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I know it's probably water weight, but that's 5 or 6 pounds of water I don't have to carry around right now. Well, cuz I think we've done a full show.
All right.
Anything else you want to add?
Be kind.
Rewind.
We be kind. Rewind.
Be kind. We need it.
Yeah. I know I usually end it with don't hold things in, talk about it, get it out, go seek help, wherever that may be. But I also want to tell people you have to really want to get help. You have to put some effort in and, you got to be productive. So, just adding that in there.
God, you make it sound like a homework assignment. You want to say something enlightening before we leave? Something lighthearted? Something fun?
Peace, love, and happy Father's Day to all those great dads out there.
Well, this will be coming out in about a month.
Oh.
I hope you had a good Father's Day to all those dads out there, like mine, wherever he might be.
There you go.
I don't call him dad. He's my biological father. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, way to bring the show down, cuz. Try something else. Just stick with Be Kind, Rewind.
Be kind, rewind, relax, enjoy life. There you go.
Oy. If you enjoyed watching this episode of Number 2 Podcast and would like to see more, tell them what they can do, cuz.
You can simply click the subscribe button, give us a like, click on the bell notification, and you'll be notified of all the episodes as they become available.
Yes, the bell notification.